Who could that be? Phoenix Resale? Hey, bro.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Welcome to the garage.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. A lot of games, huh?
I'll give you $1,000 for all of it.
$1,000.
Mort. Hey, Mort. 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 Hey, Mort. Go, Mort.
Today's a big one. That's right, I'm gonna go to 4 different spots on my never-ending quest to... I'm not sure why I'm doing this. Spot number 1 is indeed a swap meet, but I'm flipping things. I'm going backwards. This worked once for me before, but I'm taking the risk. Let's see if it pays off. Supposedly this morning, people are at a buy-sell-trade event, which I'm hoping means that I'll get some leftovers today of some good stuff. It's pretty wet outside. It had rained the night before, and so the grounds are wet, but it's dried up enough this morning that I'm not too concerned about stuff getting damaged. Some games are kind of trickling out, but the first one I noticed is this Wii game called Vertigo. The Wii has an expansive library that has a lot of weird garbage that no one's ever heard of. This is one of those games I just don't know anything about. I was sort of tempted to get it just because I've never seen it before, but that kind of wasn't a good enough reason for me to get it, so I passed. How about this beautiful pinball machine? This thing is a vintage machine, looks like it's from the 70s. My dad bought us the game Space Shuttle when we were kids. I think it's a Williams game. It was great, but the upkeep on those things is a lot of money and the wear and tear can be a big deal. You've really got to be an enthusiast who really is connected to the pinball sort of world to know more about what to do to keep those things up. I've looked at the digital pinball machines and sort of am thinking about maybe an arcade 1-up or the At Games pinball machine, but you know, space, time, etc. So far this morning, there hasn't really been much out that's made me feel like I made a good choice until, as I'm walking down this aisle, I see right up to the corner there is an N64 sitting out with a gold cartridge next to it, which can only mean it's a Zelda game. These not only came with the expansion pack, but it also had the regular jumper pack as well. With the controllers, you said?
Yeah, it was.
Also came though with 2 controllers. Both of these are original Nintendo 64 controllers. Joystick is super tight on these. There's also this beautiful green one. Similarly, tight joystick in great condition. An authentic Nintendo brand memory card. Whoops! It's interesting to see people going back to this game, Castlevania 64, and really giving it a shot again. I know Legacy of Darkness kind of fixed some things with this game, but it's still a rough one to play. And indeed, I was right, there are some Zelda games, but it's games plural. The first one is Ocarina of Time. This is top 3 N64 games for me, next to Banjo-Kazooie and maybe Beetle Adventure Racing. If you haven't played it, it is the quintessential 3D action-adventure RPG game that all other games are measured up to, particularly from this era, and still a blast to play, even today in 2022. That gold cartridge is this. It's the original Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I did not realize that this game has gone way up in price. Last time I checked on this game, it was like $30 or $40. Can you do 100 even?
Yeah?
Yeah?
100?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Sold. So when I walked up to that booth, there's a guy standing in front of the N64 with everything, and I was like, oh, it's gone. And then he just kind of looked at it and walked away, but that thing's got the expansion pack and everything. Stoked. Walking through the swap meet and there's really nothing else out there that's grabbing my interest, and so time to go to spot number 2. So far it's been a good morning. We went to spot number 1, we're at spot number 2, and I got 2 more spots to go. I hope they'll be open. At spot number 2, the first booth I go to has this. Another copy of Left 4 Dead 2. I keep finding this game everywhere. $5, I'll take it all day. I'm selling them for about $15 online. I tried to negotiate. Would you take 3 for this one? That's okay. I'll do 5. It's okay. Yeah, the guy wasn't having it. He kind of looked at me like I was an idiot, which, to be fair, he wanted $5 for the game, and I asked if he would take 3, so yeah. The next spot I go to is someone I've bought from before. He doesn't have anything out on the table that I'm interested in, but he says, hey, can you help me pull some stuff out of my car? My back's kind of hurting. Sure, no problem. And he goes, I got more games in the car. Take a look, see what you want. You can have first dibs. So I dig through the box and I find this. 2 copies of Minecraft for the Xbox 360. This is a great game for reselling if you're not interested in Minecraft because it's been on literally every platform ever. It looks like someone at one point wanted $45 for that. These usually sell for me for about 20 bucks or so each. I paid $5 each for these games. Very happy with that. This is the PS2 original. Cool thing was this guy had a generator at his booth, and so we were able to plug it in and test that the tray opens. In this case, he wanted 35 bucks. I knew I had an extra controller. I'm seeing him sell online for $70 to $80. I'm gonna take that deal all day. It's like mid-morning, so a lot of buyers like me have already been through the swap meet, I'm sure at least a couple of times. And sitting out in beautiful display are a few different games that have Mario on the cover and a blue case. Yes, Wii U games. Now, because of the time, I'm thinking the reason these games are still sitting out is because they want 20 bucks each for them or something like that, which, you know, in some cases is a fair deal. 5 each. I need 5 each. I'm gonna get everything Wii U. Yeah. $5 each. Let me show you what was in the lot that I picked up. Sonic Colors, which has just been remade for the Xbox and PS5, which I understand is not a very good translation of this game. Mario Kart on the Nintendo Wii. This game is just a juggernaut. I think it's the top-selling game on the Wii outside of Wii Sports. I don't see Angry Birds quite as much as I used to. This is the Angry Birds Star Wars game. Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. This game's value has really gone down. It's like a $10 or $15 game now at this point. I thought it was worth at least 20 or so. For $5, I'm not gonna say no. I love this game. This is probably one of my favorite Mario 3D platformers. I think it's just so well done. It's so fun. It's a great multiplayer game. There's a lot of sort of things in there to challenge you if you love Mario games and are proficient at video games. And then there's stuff that my first graders can do in this game that makes it accessible for them in terms of the power-ups and the amount of lives and all of that. Really a great game, but I would say if you've got a Switch, it's better to get it on the Switch because it comes with Bowser's Fury, which is a phenomenal add-on. And maybe the best game in that lot, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. This, to me, is the definitive way to play the game. The cell shading graphics benefit so much from the HD upgrade. It is such a beautiful game to look at. The visuals, the aesthetics, everything is stunning. When this game came out, you may recall that people were up in arms that Link looked like the guy from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like the elf. And they were really critical of the style of it because I think we were all hoping for a realistic Legend of Zelda game. But Nintendo went this other art direction with it. Which game has stood the test of time artistically and visually? This game, I think, far and away stands out in terms of the art design. So kudos to you, Nintendo, for trying a different route. I think it really did pay off. Once again, my negotiating powers were misapplied. So I'm gonna get these 6, but can you do 6 for 25 instead of for 30?
I mean, $5 is pretty cheap already.
I always ask, you know, it's all good. All right, yeah, 30 bucks is great. I just sort of walked away with my tail between my legs and said, I'm sorry I even asked. Can we still be friends? Are you mad at me? We good? You sure? Okay. All right. I'm gonna walk away now. Thanks for the deal.
I don't know, man. I lose my touch, man.
Did you ever have a touch to lose, man?
Walk by another booth and I see a bunch of games laid out beautifully, and I'm very interested to see what's here. Dig through and I find a couple of interesting ones. First, a disc-only copy of The Legend of Zelda Skyward. I am completely entranced by this game on the Switch. I don't think that the motion controls on the Switch are as prohibitive as they were on the Wii. I know that you can also play it with just regular 3D controls. I think there's an interesting game and idea and a compelling world in this game, but I also know that there's some really irritating aspects of it, particularly on the Wii, like how much you get interrupted by The other was the God of War saga. Now, I kind of hate the older versions of God of War, but I think the PS4 version is a masterpiece. If you haven't played that game yet, you need to. It's a great game, it's a great story, and gameplay-wise, it's hard to beat. Look out on the PS3 anytime you see these HD remasters like the Sly Cooper series or Ratchet and Clank or Jak and Daxter. Those games are really climbing in value, and I think they're the definitive way to play these games, partly because a lot of people don't have PlayStation 2s anymore, but also because the games really do benefit from an HD upgrade. What do you got on these? And the Dragon Ball game there too.
I'll do 10 and 10.
Can you do 15 for both?
Sure.
Okay, sweet.
The mojo.
I head over to a reseller's booth whom I've bought from numerous times before, and today I noticed this boxed Game Boy copy of the game Tennis. Why would I want this generic tennis game? Well, it's kind of a dumb reason actually. It's got Mario on the cover. See? Look, he's the referee. Mario is just a multi-talented individual. I don't know what genetics he has, but the guy can do everything. He can coach tennis, he can play tennis, he can play soccer or football, as some people like to say. He can save the princess over and over and over again. Really a phenomenal individual and really a hero for all. It's complete. For 15 bucks to add to my collection, sounds good. I'm feeling like I've had an awesome morning so far, but I still have 2 more spots to go, so I'm heading to my car, and on the way I notice something on the ground that looks kind of interesting. Have you ever played this before? Cabela's Dangerous Hunts. It comes with this specialized gun that is not the same gun that you would use to play, say, the PlayStation Sharpshooter gun. This is sort of uniquely made for this game. I don't know if this is any good at all, but I cracked this thing open, started looking around through it. The game is still sealed. Everything in here is brand new. Ask the vendor, what do you want? 10 bucks? Why not? I'm gonna give it a try. So I start walking away, and I notice on the ground a sealed copy of 007 Legends. Supposedly this game is really rough and was supposedly rushed out the door with really not much fault to the developer but more to the publisher. Who is that? Activision? Okay, I need to leave. I need to go. There's other spots I gotta get to. But guess what else I saw on the ground? Yep. 2 copies of this game. All told, I spent 25 bucks at the booth for these 2 games and 007. Let me introduce you to my buddy Jason and his band High Voltage Arcade. They're a new band, and this song is their first sort of debut song. The whole theme and everything is about retro, is about nostalgia. Make sure and check them out, and let's see what else they put out. Jason, keep it up, man. That was great. I cannot believe how great Stop 1 and Stop 2 are. Like, amazing stuff at each stop. I'm now going to go to 2 quick retail store stops and see what they've got. I thought it was going to be a quiet morning, but it's not a quiet morning. Let's keep the good luck going. One of the main things I'm looking for is a Zelda Wii U Breath of the Wild that has the actual correct controller on the back. I have the misprint version of it for the Wii U and it's still sealed. Unfortunately, there are no copies of Breath of the Wild for the Wii U for sale. I head over to the Amiibos section and start looking around and notice something that's I'm probably gonna get this. This is the Rosalina and Luma Amiibo. This thing's really cool. Now the Rosalina Amiibo, the original one, is valued around $25-ish. I think whoever got this one and just stickered it the same because they saw it was also Rosalina. But this one has Luma. Now this is normally like a $40 or even $50 amiibo, and I don't have it in my collection. This one is staying right with me. My daughters love playing with the amiibos. Now they get to have another Rosalina. Don't see much out on the floor, but right behind the cash register in the back, you can see games and stuff that they're bringing out to put onto the floor, and I always look there before I leave. Sort of insane what happened next. Horizon Zero Dawn. This is the PS4 Collector's Edition. I asked to see what the price is, and the guy goes, oh, you know what? It's missing the game. It's got everything else in it, like the steel book and the figure and all of the other pieces to it, but because it's missing the game, it's only $100. This thing goes for a little bit more than $100. This one I think I may end up keeping for my collection because I'm playing through the game right now. I'm probably 15 hours into it. It's one of my favorite PS4 games. Oh, but wait, there's more. Also was the God of War Stone Mason Edition. There's a couple of different God of War special editions on the PS4 that both have this statue in it, but this one has a couple of more items. Same thing, I open it up, I look through it. Oh, you know what, sir? There's no game in this box. Oh, what a bummer. Well, what are you asking for it? $36. Yeah, $36, and it has everything except for a disc copy of the game. This thing is awesome. The statue is a little intense, but this is my favorite game on the PS4. It's in my top 5 favorite games of all time. Everyone loves to talk about how Nintendo is crushing it with the first party games. Has anyone been paying attention to Sony? If you are not playing PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 games, you are missing out on some of the best, the very best gaming experiences you could possibly have. God of War on PS4 is probably in my top 3 games of all time. It is so well written, it is so creative, the gameplay is so great, there are so many facets and so much depth to the story and to what you can do in the game. There's moments in that game where I literally had, I noticed that my mouth was wide open just going, oh my gosh. Sony is absolutely crushing it on their first party offerings, and they're taking risks too, like The Last Guardian or Death Stranding. I think if you're kind of like fanboying for other consoles and you're missing out on Sony, really, as far as first party games go and exclusives go, you really should be playing some PlayStation. I would say so far, I'm 3 for 3. Every spot has had something that was atypical. I don't know, just great finds. Will I be 4 for 4? I'm now at my 4th and final stop on what has turned out to be an incredibly fortunate, awesome, big, fun day of game hunting. Let's go inside. This particular Goodwill gets a lot of sealed games from Amazon and from other retail stores that they don't sell for whatever reason, or maybe there's damage to the plastic and they can't list it as new anymore. Now this Goodwill is really hit and miss for me. I'm digging through and looking at the games. There's a section of a bunch of sealed Xbox One and PS4 games. Nothing's really standing out too much to me, except for this, The Witcher Game of the Year Edition on the Xbox One. Now this is the European version, but it is region free, and so this game was $13, brand new factory sealed. Yes, it has that little European sticker there, but it works just fine on any Xbox One console. $13 goes for $20, $25, and I haven't played it yet, but Soul Calibur 6. Now Soul Calibur was always known for being a graphically jaw-dropping series with great fighting. Speaking of The Witcher, there's our Witcher guy on the cover. $10 for this, brand new factory sealed. My friend said he's gonna go check in the back and see if they had more games to bring out because he thinks that they do. I'm gonna hang out here a little bit longer and see if I've got any luck. It would be pretty amazing if so. Unfortunately, that was everything that they had at the Goodwill. Well, today ended with a bit of a whimper. Hey, you're too close, scoot back. Today ended with a bit of a whimper, but it was certainly a lot of awesomeness. One of the finds at any of those stops would have made me very happy, let alone 3, and I'm still happy with what I got at the Goodwill as well. What did you find this weekend? Please post your finds in the comments below. Let us all be jealous of you and excited for you for what you've been able to add to your collection or flip so that you can add something that you really want for your collection. It is so much fun being a part of this hobby and being a part of this community. I thank you for watching my channel, for checking out my videos. You take care and have a wonderful rest of your day.
I'll give you $1,000 for all of it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.